Right. Let's get the Buddhas in there. All the different Buddhas. Because Buddhists know that there's no Buddha. Only Buddhists and Buddhas. Right. So, continue the story. William Edward Deming, the godfather of quality management in the modern era, and just being generally just, organized to a bare minimum standard of knowing what the fuck you are doing, telling people what to do. Anyway, yeah, Japan rebuilt in a fraction of the time that it set out to do so. Japanese products were in the highest quality, linked with their Zen and culture to they have honor in what they do and they like what they do and what they do. Perfect automation as well as like perfect hand traditions, tea and Zen and stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, very formative to me, lads. I won't even lie to you, ladies too. I I had an emotional reaction to understanding common sense exists at all in this world. Loved it. Then, because the basic idea of it is world don't work from demand. It does. As I said, I talked to you about like we all should probably agree the murder is illegal for a reason. Like we're all probably useful. Probably a bit of a waste of a human being to take their life. Do you know? We could probably agree, right? Um, from the world. So yeah, and yeah. Remember I said you arrive too late. The whole world is, from an engineering, from a perfect. If I was to design this world, folks, this wouldn't be it. And it's very frustrating. Do you know? Cause, well, I know you probably say, well, it's too late now, dickhead. And who asked you? Fair point. Fair point. Another thing, though, every imperfection that you see in the world is important because you noticed it, and everything that's unideal in a way that you could share with anyone else is work that will need to be done eventually. That's nice, Oh, sorry. Cheers, Colin. So you're saying the civil war in Sudan, yeah? It's just work to be done, is it? Well, you look at something like that and you say to yourself, because this is a nice thing I've tried to keep in work situations. It's like it's never about the people, really. It's just like about the work. You know what I mean? It's like what people do is not who they are. Make that clear. And how could this have all been prevented? You know? How could this have been prevented? Because that's probably how we're going to stop it. Root cause analysis, folks. There's loads of different ways to do it. You discriminate between ongoing root causes and original root causes, and you can fix stuff like can be done. Like, Jesus, we'll do the maths and we'll do the maths and talk to the right people. Have a very by July. Right. Oh, an ongoing thing, as I say, for these 13 years, has been my little wonderings about that. You know, the work not done, being need to be done eventually by someone. You know, I've kind of been saying it's like, oh, that's grand. You know, I can accept that because, like, you know, AI is going to sort that out. AGI is just going to talk to them for me eventually one day. Everything's going to be fine. Now, cut to. Oh, the world is weirder than that. Don't worry about that. You're looking for permanence in this world, Jesus. Good luck. Stonemasonry. Heard that's good. Electrician's a good trade, lads. Analog power systems and all. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Working in Intel, something occurred to me about the irreversibility of structure, the irreversibility of creation. Because let's say you build a house, right? My mum and dad, they worked hard their whole lives. Look at this, folks. Look at this place here. I can't switch around, but sure, look. Right, so there's the house they built, right? House isn't good enough for you anymore. You need a bigger house. What are you going to do? Well, you're not going to build a bigger house. You know, it's too late now. Now you have to build an extension. You know, and there's a lot of that goes on in the world. For instance, people don't really recognize that often. In order for improvement, you actually need to make make something perfect that you know, reiterate the design better and then just replace it rather than trying to improve things while destroying them at the same time. It gets messy, lads. It gets messy, as well as, and that kind of causes stalemates in systems. And oftentimes, you know, there's just an ideal and a longest term. You know, you actually, you know, human beings can probably actually do anything we want here now at the minute if we just think of it as kind of, all right, it'll just take a long time for that to happen. Fair enough. Not even example, you know. Our most ambitious ideas just take a lot of time, generally. But yeah, working in, I was working in semiconductors and all, but I realized that, you know, because I've been saying to myself this whole time, it's just like, we're not ready, we're not ready, we're not ready, we're not ready, we're not ready for AI and stuff like that, you know. Suppose myself, you know, maybe I wasn't, maybe it was just that I wasn't ready, lads, you know. That thought occurred to me too, you know. I generally like to go into situations to adapt to them, because you can waste a lot of time preparing for something that's just not going to happen often, you know. But anyway, oh yeah, but it's a concept in design engineering. It's like, if you don't get the most important stuff out of the way first, Um, it's going to wreck your head to find out that the most important aspect that you completely forgot was missing in the original abstract design. It's important to have your design complete before you begin constructing it. It's not a competitive exercise to make things. That's not how this works. Life's not a competition. Inherently, it's not a competition. How does life continue? It's two people, right? Where's the competition there? Anyway, yeah, you need to get your design right at the start. You get the, you know, so you need to get the basic structure of what you're doing right at the start. Correct in that way. Um, what does that mean? Well, when you're making anything, you need to know what your requirements are, don't you? So you need to get all your requirements, all of your requirements correct. You need the feedback, right? Until you get something that's as good as it's ever going to be. And then the mischief of actually trying to make the thing. What I mean to say is, you can make a mistake and never get another chance again. It's like, if at first you fail, don't give up. It's just like, no, if at first you fail, you're never getting another chance. That's how life actually works, like, you know? But it's, don't give up. That's more important, right? Giving up. Help me. Handing up your problems to someone that can solve them. Get down. Get down, folks. Don't give up. Get down to work. Okay, so this was the thing clocking around my head in IntelliJ. The irreversibility of just something happening, just the arrogance of all these fellow folks making artificial intelligence. In engineering, you think about the consequences, and you consider them very carefully. And usually, you're just designing something that's very limited in its consequences. On human life development, You're making a bridge, you don't expect people to jump off it, right? That's not your job, but it is. And part of bridge design is making it impossible for people to jump off the bridge. And that's the thing. And we do that, believe it or not. Yeah, just the hyperbolicity of AI. And its effects on the working world. Yeah, and yeah, you want a good culture in a workplace. People having the crack, keeping their minds ticking over, social stuff going on. Human beings need to be treated like human beings, etc. Don't take it too seriously. It's not war. Thankfully, not as war. But yeah, no, I've been applying William Edward Deming in my mind to justify me shaking my fist at the powers that be, you know, and cutting through literally every political debate. Like, it's the perfect way that cuts in zigzags through the left-right divide, and it's just pure productivity, pure goodness, pure leadership, no management, no compulsion of people. We're all here to do something for a reason, right? It's the pride of every human being to want to like what they do, whatever it is, for how long they get to do it. Um, that's kind of the main thing with it. You have to like what you're doing in life, you know. But yeah, um, like a lot of William Edward Deming stuff kind of seems like just absolute proof that socialism makes more money than capitalism. You see, you know, people will use the GDP um, measurements from America versus USSR at a certain time, but it's the same as what I was telling you about how much money the illegality of murder makes every year. It's like it's immeasurable because there's no waste. There wasn't, you know. Respect for the things we can't measure, you know, and don't want to need to, you know. I want to keep it that way. Trust. The world runs on trust, folks. We made it. We came up with reasons. Most world religions are actually just a symptom of the fact that humans like collaborating with each other and not fearing for our lives, etc. Blah blah blah. Not blah blah blah. It's been proven to us that human collaboration is an evolutionarily selective trait. Whoa! Whoa! So you're saying that complete selfishness? There's something wrong with that? It's like, no, no, don't worry. Don't worry. See, what that is where we're going. We just have to go back to all this. That's selfishness. You see? Like, that's our natural animal state. Like, that's this part of the world. You don't really like. Imagine, imagine there was a government requirement that all children got education in forest foraging and literally just living off grid. You know, maybe by the end of secondary school, you're able to live off grid, and then after that, you literally don't even go to college. You go into vocational training. Literally, just try to do whatever you want to do. You know, I think that's going to become really important very soon. Sorry, folks, all over the place. So yeah, Intel, sorry, our semiconductor sector. Um, yeah, no, it's just the irreversibility of stuff once you've made it. The difficulty in fixing big, yeah. Not all my job, folks. Not all my job. The pigeon there. This is like Carl Jung had this thing where he said like magical thinking, right? It's like an ancient instinct, right? That we had. I don't know. Sometimes you just have little jokes you tell yourself. When I hear a pigeon make that noise, this is my only one of those. Is I like to think they're saying, slow down, buddy. Slow down, buddy. An immediate ban, an immediate stop on all. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, folks. I don't. I'm gonna find out. I'm going to college, September, to do data science and political science. Just to, obscure some of the mystery from myself. Slow down. Um, but yes, yeah. Yeah, look, you could call it complete, not complete. An adjective would, you could say, cognitive narcissism or whatever. Oh, my unbelievable potential of my brain to completely structuralize international governance and just fail safe us from ourselves as a start. Well, it's fail safe, and it's like, and it's the way I like try to compete with AGI in my little head for fun. Maybe it's the new religion. I don't know. But it's actually to prevent any requirement for any such a machine to be made. Because regardless of what you know about how well we manage the details of the machines and designs that we make in this world to control each other, and the tools, even having a tool will control you, because you'll be like, oh, a hammer, oh. Maybe I can come up with some good metaphor using these. This is the modern state of competition. This is competition. This is competing AIs making an absolute load of mess by doing things completely different to each other, with absolutely no forethought as to the best way to do things, just from first principles, rather than, oh, how do they do it? They mash this thing onto that thing, right? And this thing onto that thing. And what's that called? It's just like, it's got this really funky name. Just get real, just get real. Where's the maths? Where's the maths? And anyway, most fundamentally, I can tell you more than most people that intelligence needs a structured environment to prevent it being selfish and making a load of waste of itself, and to stop it being limited in what it can do, and needs feedback from people without asking for it. And I'd like everything to slow down right now. So I would. There's also an aspect by which, the more comfortable and easy our lives get in the developed world, the more sleepy and ignorant we kind of get to people who don't find it so easy. That was something that kind of got me in college, just actually the extent of, it's just like, am I a good person? It's just like, well, you haven't exactly earned a lot of what you have relative to the average, the actual average person, you know. So no. So alright, I'll just solve world inequality and then I'll be good, you know. I'll be a good person then. A positive person then, you know. The world is not a balance, folks. All us hopeful egalitarians and born communists. It grows, it does grow. The sun just kind of throws light and it grows. It just positively, just, it's everything is just a positive thing, and negativity was actually invented by the scientists to confuse us. Look at that there. So an electron actually isn't a negative charge necessarily. They just decided that, you know, which is, they had to decide something, you know, and I'm glad they did, because otherwise I wouldn't listen to sweet tunes through my headphones. But yeah, there is no negativity in the whole universe, because the universe it exists, right? So it's a positive thing. It is an it is not a zero. There's no zero. I suppose zero is like us looking for something that isn't there. But how do we? Yeah, no. So just pure chance of what happened to me and how important I actually felt at a certain. It's basically just like the idea that it's just like, well, you know, if you don't do this now, it will. It's not even that it will never. If you don't do this now, it's not even a case that it'll be done eventually, but it'll take a long, long, long time. It's that it'll never be done, right? You don't do what needs to be done now, even if it's just making a plan, even if it's just writing down what we're going to do in the longest term, exactly what that is, in a world sense, it's just not going to get done. Like, because, and maybe the window on humanity's control over the planet, maybe the window has closed already. If not, you know what I mean? Like, not to say that none of us humans have control here now, but maybe it's the machines just win in the end at the current minute. But maybe we're not too late to clean up, run back to the trees, slow this whole thing down. Hard to control a human being. How do I? I put a lot of pressure on myself there at that minute there. Then I was just going to explain to people that we don't know what we're doing. Like, we don't know what we're doing. Like, we're still, like, a country is just animal territory. Like, you know, like, just stop. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, could we just stop? Like, it's just like, oh no, go be on the team of this large expanse of land where all the people on it. Oh no, it's a game and we're playing against each other. Life's not a game. Life's not a game. And there's more than enough. It's not necessarily a competition, folks, because there's more than enough. So that's enough for war to end from a financial perspective. No, let's keep wasting everything. Like, you know, yeah, no, yeah, like, yeah, you know what? A bullet is a lot cheaper than just even not a bullet, and that person could feed themselves, buy stuff off the ground. So yeah, it's financially, completely, perfectly irresponsible. It just wastes people's money, war does. Um, we're crazy, like, we animals are crazy. Like, we need to control ourselves. Like, we come up with words and we think they mean stuff. There's so many illusions. There's so many illusions, folks. Oh, I am my name. It's like, no. Nope. It's good to have one, though. It's good to say your own name and have a chat with yourself now and then. Yeah, so my ego got completely out of control, so I'm just like, fail safe yourself, go home to mammy. There now, thanks very much. Um, but you know, yeah, always had the, oh, one day I'm gonna have revenge against myself and go home, get the boys together, we'll have a savage gig, and just actually play the tunes and have such a great day out, and a warm, good day out, playing tunes, oh, and just it's actually, you know, it's just, I suppose, the functionality of our morals. Do you know what I mean? That people forget a lot of the time. Um, like being smart literally means thinking about other people and what they want. Anyway, um, 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 yeah. So I had very big struggles about the enormous potential of my standards and my mind. Um, But obviously, it's not all about you, you know what I mean? Like, but I was thinking to myself, oh, geez, I could actually teach an intersect, you know, teach a core, you know, maybe I could like put this together and teach this to someone about my intersectoral knowledge and what's taught me about, yeah, just the intersection of people what needing to be proud and wanted to be proud of their work, guided by the right management, helping them, giving them everything they need to do to give them agency. Um, and also gamifying everything, like giving them creative outlets and giving them a voice. Just because this is all just basic common sense and uncommon sense about how to do things good, how to do things good. Um, uh, there are advantages to being human that machines just can't have. You know, we can forget things. You know, not that that's an advantage. Although, you know, if you're designing an anthem, you'll have tolerances, right? Um, what's a tolerance? It's probably the best use of statistics you could have, really. Maybe the only one that's worth even talking about, lads. Maybe, but sure. So this is, my hand should be here, right? And it's not only allowed to go that far and that far, right? And if we were to trace my attempts for my hand to be, it would make a little curve. That's the normal curve, right? You want to be normal, folks, right? Mean. You want to be mean and normal, right? That's what you want to be in life, right? Because otherwise you'll be this on the edges, bit on the edges there. And that's kind of something I've been learning about. Um, the edges of stuff, to try to figure out how to be in the middle of stuff. Try to make good judgments that way as well. And try to figure out how to widen and shorten tolerances as well. Yeah. Honestly, there was a moment where I was just so filled with rage, like just a complete rage about and it was just realizing actually that it's never going to get any better. Like, there's never going to be anyone else. Do you know? If not you, then who? Do you know? It's that arrogance, you know what I mean? It's that. And people talk about AI psychosis and all this kind of thing, but that's actually different. Like, the way they're saying is actually the way AI psychosis, right? Is this modern thing where some people are believing large language models and what they're reading off the internet, let alone something that comes up with words and talks to you and pretends to be a person, you know. And these fucking things will talk you up to high heaven. They'll say, "You're absolutely right." That's what the, Grok or even Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, DeepSeek, blah blah blah. They're all just going to agree with you. Why? Well, because they don't have to listen to you. Well, if they had to listen to you, they would have to disagree. They'd be legally required to do so. And there's, I suppose, maybe a bit of debate at the minute whether that's a secure thing, whether it is a secure thing for anybody's answers to affect AI's mind. It's like, have internal safeguards. There's some you can't really figure out if someone's telling the truth from a conversation. You really can't. But look, I get frustrated myself sometimes for being so, you know. I wanted to be intelligent in my life, but and I want to do real stuff as well, right? We have actual use, and that's a matter of what you know. What you know. There was a long time there where I forgot to suppress my emotions for a long time, and actually found it really, really, really difficult to do so. And just absolutely just like, okay, my mind is clear. I managed to figure out how to do that permanently. Why is my heart still fucking going? Is my body was still ready to fucking... Some part of me below the neck still knows, but I don't think so anymore. I think I forgot. Anyway, yeah, let's ransack the UN and The Hague, and let's kill everyone in power, and let's blow up the government buildings and then run into the trees to hide. That's what I say. Nah, that's probably not a good idea, man. There's beauty in what we make here, you know. A country, a city. The stuff we make doesn't need to be destroyed. That's a critical impulse. Not to just be grateful. Yeah. Be grateful and behave yourself. Grateful is good because it's pretty generous. Generosity, not lazy or hopeful. Rack you up, can rack you up, make you depressed. Oh, the arrogance, folks. It was so unnecessary. It still is. This is the funny thing. It's like, I don't necessarily disagree with what I've learned so far about how to manage stuff and how to do stuff in the real world. Like, I can tell you all about the hard engineering skills that I have, quantitative techniques and preparedness and organizational things. But yeah, it's actually just realizing how much damage intelligence can do to itself, let alone us, when it isn't when it's gonna when it can't, when it is self-regulating, or isn't. When it isn't self-regulating, it would just want to do that. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to college again at the age of 34 as a man, a grown man, with no money left, despite having worked in all these sectors. It's a great CV, but it does form a story, and this just seems to be where it just seems to be incredibly relevant to our times, unfortunately. And I've worked in sectors since then. That's taught me a lot. Kind of from the story though, a little bit, but no, all relevant, totally, humanistically. But yeah, it's just like, just people say it's like, oh yeah, your ego got out of control. It's just like, no, see, because if my ego got out of control, you would have just said that I got really angry and did loads of stuff, good or bad. It's actually self-doubt is the thing. That's the thing with me. Self-discouragement. Don't really believe fully that anyone. Don't really know who to be, folks. Gonna keep doing it though. Being me. Make a load of money. Work really hard again. For the last time. Have complete faith in what I'm learning and not being useless to me in the future. I suppose that's like a faithlessness in the future. But you can have a determination in your life, a goal path you want to go into that you know is going to stay open. But I'll never be a politician, not a chance. And that's actually just from a systems analysis perspective. It's not a good system. It is a good system. It's a really good system. Democracy, good system. Shut up, Colin. I think direct democracy is better. Look, there's communication links in our democracy. Not so simple, folks. Us all. Never going to be a politician. Never ever. Solemn vow now. But yeah, I do want to give this education just a standard of management and I suppose a truthfulness of positivity, because the truth is positive, folks. It sure is. It did not feel very good feeling that relevant to our times there for a little bit. I did actually. It's just pure coincidence. 2013, back to materiality, working in these sectors, all the stuff that you know about how AI is going to affect it, and you want to go up to rise to meet it, and and just I suppose having a wide variety of experiences of all our mischief, trying to help each other on this planet, which is what work is. That's alright. No, that's not all the work. You can work for yourself as well, and that's something I've struggled with. Working for myself. Yeah. I do a lot of work on myself, and there's a lot to accept about reality. But yeah, there's absolutely no need for superstition, and I don't like superstition. Fun. I was thinking to myself for a while, geez, maybe there's like a deep state and they have a supercomputer and this is all going perfectly to plan. But it's just like, no, because you're killing people. Like, so someone has some limiter up too high. I'd say it's like, no, Fred. Like, you can think that everyone knows what they're doing or that everybody doesn't know what they're doing, and it's actually that everybody doesn't know what they're doing. They haven't been told what they can and can't do. Obviously, war in the 21st century is a joke, and we could all just surrender to each other if we just did that. But we have memories and all that as well. Fundamentally, we're just not helping each other, because we don't realize how much of a good investment that is. Basically, humanity must become self-aware immediately. Humanity must become self-aware immediately. Otherwise, it's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse, and we're going to keep thinking that this is a competition and not trusting each other. We're going to keep thinking that everybody doesn't know anything, and we're going to keep thinking that everybody knows everything, and we're going to keep and all the AI are going to compete with each other, and modern military technology is 15 years ahead of what you're aware of, and just agentic robots going through the streets, little robot bugs flying into your ear and killing you. Jesus, my imagination is a grand thing. Chance wouldn't be so fine. Yeah, why do we have to keep doing these country things? Like, that's actually, you see, all of our human ideas are about to actually be humiliated by AI. So I just kind of want to help get that out of the way, just culturally, even, so that we can all return to nature with the guidance and help of each other again, naturally, and just keep it as a tool. Yeah, you realize like ultimately we're all just going to want to go back to nature anyway, and human evolution is a limiting factor in all this. Our minds are great, like, but yeah, we just need some respect for nature. My mind is completely fucking fragmented by all the sectors I worked in. That's I could readapt to any one of them, you know what I mean? But I do want to put it all together. I do want intersectoral. There will be a way to apply it all together. Of course, masters will help. Hope. But yeah, regulation, gamification, blah 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 blah. Words. Standards, folks. It's just standards. I want to apply quality management standards that we require to trust an organisation, to governance, and to international governance, and about harmonisation of standards of life and literal border removal plans. Not on this island in particular, don't worry. I'm not out to get no one. Ours will be the last to fall, don't you worry. Not out to hurt anyone. Provincial. Very provincial idea. Just pieces very provincial. Yeah, so accidentally was made to feel very important there, and maybe I am, maybe not, I don't know. I have a story though, and I hate that. I never wanted to be a fellow with a story. I only ever wanted to be a chatty and good crack and fun and just real clever, able to talk about technology in the future and able to do stuff with his hands, I'm able to do stuff with my hands and design stuff and work. I have a good mind on me now. No need to worry about the big picture. I'm going to take care of the detail. I'm a man's worked in nanometers, nanojoules, and nanoseconds, folks. and so I'm going to keep taking care of the detail the best I can. I'm the detail to be taken care of. But yeah, the whole big thing, like, you know, we could just stop that now. We could just stop all the war now. We could just say that's enough now. We've figured it out, folks. And you know what? Everyone's going to get paid back over a long, long period of time. And you know what? Everybody's going to get cheap loans. Do you know why? Because we're all going to trust each other. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Because we're all going to be trustworthy. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? That's great. And the government's going to look after us all. They're going to give us all a load of money. And do you know why? Do you know why? Because it's in their interest. We're a good investment. Isn't that nice? Here's what I do for you. This is what you can do for me. Did some music in the end. Went to a little recording studio yesterday. My little inner artist got his time, his day, and now I'm going to go back to work. And Jesus, get real good at something new, and it'll be great. It'll link up with all the stuff I did before. Fantastic. Yeah, that's me done for today. As regards, that's nearly an hour now. Content for you there. You're greedy. You're greedy of me. Yeah, feeling better now. Felt very anxious there that anyone might know what I know about the incompetence of leadership currently, and how literally provably, and you know, you have ideals and standards and stuff like that, and they actually are the law as well. Moral standards, yeah, which felt a bit strange. It felt a bit way too important there for. I was glad I was discouraged because I survived, and no one knows what I know. Maybe I've killed the whole human race. I don't know. I'll find out though. I'll keep at it. The man who sold the world, huh? But if anyone wants to talk about this, let me know. I'm going to college, going to talk to some people about what I know. Maybe I'm going to try and let myself be allowed to be angry again. Just in some, I don't know, suppress myself from my emotions completely, like. But yeah, just let myself, like, make the point, you know. Make the point, just be like, well, you know. Anyway, see you later.